Just wait for someone to join, I guess. Don't know if anyone will join, but hopefully somebody will see this live stream later. So, yeah. Man, I just saw a pretty crazy video on YouTube. It was James Freeman. For those who don't know, James Freeman is the guy that's well known on YouTube for being a cop watcher. He's part of the YouTube anti police groups out there on YouTube, who's people that film police and expose them for the corruption and all that stuff. And he's part of he's part of that. And I've watched him here and there on YouTube. I've seen a lot of his videos, and I think someone's about to join the live stream on my chat. Hang on a second. Oh, hey, there you are. I was waiting for you to be up and everything. So, I was kind of diving into something that I just saw a minute ago. Actually, I just got done watching it. And it was James Freeman. James Freeman made a new video 3 days ago. And he was in some town where these people were protesting at. And I got to tell you the story because it's pretty bizarre. As I was, I was just telling the story, actually going to dive into it before you actually join, but I'll go ahead anyway and get into it since you're here now. So James Freeman did a video where he went to this small little, gated community, hickish looking town, you can call it whatever, kind of like the town we live in. And yeah, and there's people out there protesting, I guess, about cops, about fuck the police, and about the mayor or something. Someone mentioned something about the mayor. And James Freeman, who does this casual thing, goes around, interviews people, asking questions about what the protest is about. And so, anyway, there's this I think it's a little restaurant that this family owns, and where there's this guy out there. And keep in mind, he's interviewed all these peaceful protesters, but there's one guy out there who's losing his mind, cussing, saying fuck the. People always say fuck the police regardless, even if they're protesting or not. But this was just some different guy. He didn't get to go over there and see what was happening, but he heard it from a distance, and it was some dude in a red shirt. And I'll send you the video later so you can watch yourself. Well, anyway, I'll send you a link. Anyway, so there's this dude in a red shirt. He's saying, fuck the police, blah, blah, blah. Well, there was this, I guess, family, you go, couple, a man and his wife that own this restaurant. Well, right across the street from the restaurant is where this guy's protesting at. Well, this guy's saying, yelling and spitting, curse words at, I guess, everything, including traffic and people. Well, he walks by their restaurant and he says something to the extent of fuck you to this dude, the restaurant owner. His name, I think, is BJ or whatever the fuck his name was. Sounds like that's the initials for blowjob or some shit. His name's BJ. I don't know. It's just some weird dude with some glasses and a green shirt and hat and standing out there with him and his hickish family. It's the dude's mother's outside with him, and then his wife's outside with him, and then his son who's 16. Well, anyway, James Freeman goes over there and he just asks, hey, politely, what's going on? I see that there's this conflict going on because, I see that there's this, you yelling at some guy in a red shirt who's yelling back at you and something, and I don't know what it was about. It was really retarded. And James Freeman just asking questions hey, what's going on here? As a concerned citizen would, just going about, seeing what's going on in the community. Well, anyway, this dude just like starts yelling back at James Freeman. Now, it ain't the protester in the red shirt that's yelling at James Freeman. It's the guy in the green shirt that owns the restaurant that James is going up and approaching and just saying, hey, I saw that dude in the red shirt. What's going on? You know, I heard y'all yelling at each other. And the guy's like, he snaps at James Freeman. Like he takes his anger out on James and he says, I don't know, there was a kid in the restaurant. He's crying. His feelings are hurt. It's my kid. Why don't you go ask them and why don't you go film them? And James is like, whoa, hold up a second, bud. I'm just asking questions because I just saw some screaming over here. I just wanted to see if everything was okay. And the more James asked questions, the more the guy just kept yelling. Like it's like he was already getting into an argument with somebody. Then he did that thing that most people do where they project their anger onto you like it's your fault just because you're asking questions and just by nature. So he kind of just starts yelling at James, and then James feels back like, why are you yelling at me? I'm just asking questions. Well, anyway, they get to arguing or guess whatever, and this guy and this dude has like this 16-year-old scrawny little fuck son or whatever, who's like about 16. Just like fucking walks up to James and starts saying some, smart aleck ignorant shit like the father, because the father's like freaking out, and then the 16-year-old like starts like kind of wanting up on James and like trying to intimidate. He's like, I'm 16, I'll blah blah blah, and then I guess threatening James. I'm thinking this is a 16-year-old kid whose father's out of control. He sees his father's out of control. He starts to get out of control, and then both of them start kind of like not physically attacking James, but arguing with him. I'm like, wow, this is fucking insane, right? Well, anyway, the mother of this, not the 16-year-old, but of the guy that owns the restaurant who's yelling at James, the mother, who's like a 70-year-old, 60-year-old woman, she comes out and stuff, and she's, she real nice talking to James and everything. And then the father and the 16-year-old, they go on down there to talk to the cops because the cops, I guess, show up. Well, anyway, James is talking to the mother, and he's just like, wow, that dude in the green shirt is so crazy, and stuff. And he talks to the wife, and she's like, well, that's my husband, blah, blah, blah. And James is like, well, all I did was come over here and ask questions, and then he's wanting me to, like, go inside and film y'all's kid who's crying, which I don't see how that's going to benefit or help. I don't know what's going on. It was just fucking crazy. And, like, anyway, so James Freeman just kind of, he's like, well, that's your husband. Well, he's like a crazy dog off its leash, and, personally, you could do better. And then the old woman with the gray hair says, well, I'm kind of offended because I'm his mother and, or whatever, like, who gives a shit, And she starts, like, flipping James off and all this crazy shit. And, dude, it is crazy, man. Like, out of all the videos I've watched of James Freeman, this was, like, the only video that didn't really have much to do with him exposing law enforcement. This was more like James Freeman just getting attacked by a fucking weird redneck hick family that owns some kind of diner booth restaurant. It's fucking insane. It's like all he did was go out and ask questions, and then it's like all these people are just sitting out there and they're all just like talking shit to him because they're talking shit to someone else, and I don't get it. Well, either way, the police pretty much tells everybody, they all need to separate, go their separate way. But the funniest part was when the father was yelling at James, and then the 16-year-old came out of nowhere and then started kind of getting in James's face. And keep in mind, James Freeman's like a grown-ass man. This is a 16-year-old kid who sees their fathers in some kind of distress, so he's just going to go add more fuel to the canvas by, I don't know. It's just crazy. And I'm thinking, boy, if some 16-year-old went up to me and told me that they're 16, like, I could give a fuck what your age is. This dude looks This dude looks scrawny as fuck. This kid. I'm gonna call him a kid because I'm 24. 16-year-old come up to me, would get in my face like that, I'd knock them out. I don't give a fuck if they're a minor or not. I'd gladly knock them out and then go be fucking put on in jail in orange than to have somebody like come get in my space and then have another dude get in my like face and scream at me. It was nuts. Like, the only thing James did was ask questions about what was going on with the situation, and it just escalated to the point where the cops got called, and then the people of the restaurant like wanted him off the property, and it's like, what the fuck? It was insane. It was fucking insane. I shit you not. And it's on YouTube. I'll send you the link. It was like 3 days ago. This literally happened 3 days ago. And I don't even know I forgot which town it was in. It was just in some small, little, tiny kind of like community. But like the father's freaking out. And then you got a fucking 16-year-old fucking dork who's just kind of like sitting there and he's like, I'm 16 years old, but I'm gonna, And James didn't do a goddamn thing to these fucking wackatards. James just said, what's going on? And this fucking dude's like, I don't know. Why don't you go in there and ask that kid that's crying? It's like, the fuck? Dude with a camera comes up and sees that you're in some kind of intervention and you're going to take it out on him and yell at him because he's just curious by nature. I would show the video, but I just don't want to get a copyright, because I don't want to, like, put other people's content, So, that's why I'm just telling you, it's fucking insane. But the funniest part was when the fucking woman, yeah, I know, it is stupid. But the funniest part was when the grandma, who's the mother of this fucking crazy guy, is just sitting there like, I take a great offense to that. And then James is like, well, you're the parent. It's your fault for basically raising him the way you did. And then she's like, well, how would you know I raised him, And then she like starts flipping him off and all this shit, like flipping off James Freeman. Just because James Freeman's like, if he's your kid, well, then you need to control him. And she's like, well, he's a grown man. It's like, still, he's in fault for how he's raised, and which is true. If a person acts out that way, it's because of probably the way they were fucking raised. Because some people take after their parents. I mean, who knows? Maybe the guy's father was an alcoholic or some shit. But it was fucking, dude, it was just insane. Everyone go check it out. It's on James Freeman's channel. It was posted 3 days ago. It's insane, dude. I don't know what's with Southern. It's like, I don't know what it is with the South, but there's just like a bunch of fucking like nut jobs down here. And I don't even know which town that was in or which state that is. But you could tell it was like one of those backwater fucking hick towns. God. Only in the South are you going to find a dislodged family like that. Like up north, everybody's more calm, collected, and got their shit together. Everybody down south is like fucking nut jobs. It's probably due to the fact the majority of them are Christians too. They're all fucking delusional and shit. Thank God I'm an atheist. And I don't fucking oblige and go by a fucking book's perspective. Not that religion has anything to do with it, but there's a bunch of these fucking Christian nut jobs down here where I'm from and other places in the South. It's just like, it makes me not even be proud of like my Southern heritage. It makes me wish I was like actually born up north or born somewhere else, like fucking West Coast, East Coast, North. Fucking South is nuts, dude. Bunch of retarded fucking inbreds down here. And a bunch of fucking wackatard Christians. Bunch of fucking Jesus freaks, for sure. And yeah, you're right. It is stupid, insane, exactly. I mean, how are you gonna just like aggressively yell at someone just because they're coming over to where you're at, asking you is everything okay? Oh, I don't know. I got a kid in there that's about 9 or 8. Maybe you should go ask him. It's like, wait a second. You got a kid that's 9 or 8, but you don't know his exact age, but yet you think putting him on camera is gonna like. That's the thing about like, you see these southern white trash parents down here in the South. They're like, they're very like dysfunctional as fuck when it comes to parenthood. Like they're willing to say, "Hey, go film your kid." Yo, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm telling a story right now. Happy to see you here, whoever you are. But anyway, thanks for being here. Anyway, I'm trying not to lose track of my story. Anyway, it was just insane. I mean, good lord. And when the cops came, the guy, the owner of the restaurant, he was like, he was still acting berserk. And not only that, he was making up more bullshit allegations too about James Freeman coming up and just approaching him. But the funniest part was when the 16-year-old threatened him. A fucking 16-year-old kid threatened a grown man all because of coming over and asking questions about if everything's okay. And then goes along with his, like, retarded father and starts, like, lying to the police as well. Like, the 16-year-old son was actually backing up the father. Yeah, he came over here with a camera and stuff. And he was yelling at my dad. I'm like, dude, your fucking dad was yelling at him. Like, what are you talking about? You gonna lie and shit for your fucking crazy ass father? Like, I'm telling you, down here in the South, kids will actually vouch for their fucking parents. If their parents do something insane or unrationally, like if say they're fucking racist as fuck and they go around saying the N-word, the kids will start to believe there's like, oh yeah, there's something wrong with other colored folks. It's insane, dude. Oh, hi, what's up? Anyway, it's just nuts, man. It's like Looney Tunes down here, man. Like, you grow up being raised a certain way, like, say you're, like I said, you're born into a religious family, you're going to share the same brain as your own parent. And you're going to adopt their trademarks, and you're gonna like go with the flow of everything, and you're gonna adapt into their like mindset. Like if you have a father who's an alcoholic, there's chances are you're gonna turn out to be an alcoholic too, rather than go your own path in life. It's fucking sad. It's sad. I mean, everyone comes, like I said, everybody comes from a different walk of life, of course. Everybody grows up different. But down here in the South, it's like everybody shares the same fucking brain. At least where I'm at, everybody shares the same fucking belief, the same mindset, the same politics, the same everything. Like I said, if your father is an alcoholic and you're raised here in the South, it's like, chances are you're going to be an alcoholic too. Maybe. You're going to adopt your parents' bad habits. And you're going to be just like them. And you're going to think unrationally and think it's normal. It's not normal. It's not fucking normal to be racist because you come from a family that's racist. And then you just like have a personal vendetta towards people who are like black or Hispanic. It's fucking wrong, okay? Yeah, I might say I support Trump, but I don't do it for the reasons of, oh, I hate Mexicans. No, I don't hate Mexicans. I don't like illegal immigrants. I don't hate Mexicans. I don't hate blacks. I don't hate any color. I'm white. And I can tell you, there's white people I don't like. Color really has nothing to do with it. And people want to just blow smoke out their ass and talk shit and act like, you know, if you're born a certain color, it somehow separates like them from you, and it don't. Like, anyone can be anyone, you know, regardless of race. I mean, I'm not trying to jump topic here, but you know, it's just like, I just thought it was fucked up when that 16-year-old kid went ahead and just agreed with the father. It's like, wow. I mean, like I said, I'll send the video later. I'll link it later. It's insane. And I like watching James Freeman. I enjoy watching his content. I like the content he makes and he puts out there. It's just like, for this, like, this was one of those videos where it's like, you know, instead of him usually casually doing what he normally does, which is film police and do all this, like, you know, this, you know, in-depth research about, you know, law enforcement and corruption, this video just kind of standed out a little differently compared to his most, you know, regular, like, videos that he makes. It's just, you know, it was like, this one was just insane. Because in this video, it's like he wasn't dealing with police. He was dealing with a white trash redneck family who's got, like, something wrong. Like, their elevator don't reach the top floor. Like, they're, like, this... The dude was so fucking delusional. Like, he literally just projected his anger onto another person that was just happily walking and just asked real politely, hey, what's going on? And he's like, you want to know what's going on? I got an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid in there. And like, if meth could talk, that's what it would probably sound like. Like, Jesus Christ. I'll watch it when you send it. Yeah, okay, bet. I'll send it to you. It's fucking insane. It is so fucking insane. Like, I cannot shit you enough how fucking insane that the video is. Like, holy crap. It's crazy, man. But the kid, he's like, I'm 16. I'm not afraid of you. And I've been like, I'm 24 and I'll fucking hit you so hard your fucking grandmammy's sister would feel it. God, man. Like, talk about some fucking redneck stereotype fucking family. You're hurting my paw. What, over a question? Hi, I just would like to know, because I'm a concerned civilian, what's going on over here? You want to know what's going on? Go film my kid. That's what's going on. Like, what the fuck? Dude, whoa, hold up, back up a second. I just asked if everything was okay. I didn't ask you if you married your cousin. Like, holy shit. Everybody go subscribe to James Freeman's channel. Go support him. I like James Freeman. He's cool as fuck, man. I don't know him personally, but I like what he does, you know, for the YouTube community, being a cop watcher and all that. Cracking down on all this government corruption and exposing it. I like James Freeman. I like him. I like him a lot. He's cool as fuck, man. I just think it was like bullshit how that guy was acting so like just so irrational as fuck. Like he's just so like he was like being delusional. Like, if you were just walking by this guy asking what's wrong about a situation, it's like he would just like take it as a personal offense. Like, what did you say to me? Like, what the fuck? I just said, hey, what's going on? Like, goddamn. Like a person like that needs to be put in a fucking psychiatric ward. Trust me, when you watch the video, you'll think to yourself, this fucking dude is nuts. Just by how he talks, just how he's acting. And then this kid, he was like, man, you even raise your kid that way. And what's funny is James Freeman was actually imitating the dude. He was like actually putting on a southern accent. He's like, he started screaming and then like, okay, boy, I heard you, boy. But you could tell James was getting pissed off. Like, James Freeman would have knocked this fucking guy out. Like, if you've ever seen James Freeman before, he's like one of those ginger dudes that are like, got the beard, bald head, but he's like he's like pretty muscular. Like, he's a big guy. He would have slapped the shit out of that redneck. I'm sorry, rednecks are just loudmouths who are just like essentially really like annoying and even kind of retarded in many sorts. I mean, I'm not like one of those motherfuckers who likes four-wheel driving on dirt roads and screaming at 6 o'clock in the morning, waking your neighbors up and shooting poor innocent stray cats. I would rather, like, check this shit out. I would rather hang out with a bunch of black ghetto fucks. I'm talking like the ones that live in like poverty and shit, live in like those like cheap ass government apartments and got like bullet holes in their walls. I would rather hang out with a bunch of black ghetto dudes before I would ever want to hang out with a bunch of rednecks. And yes, I just said that because I mean I don't like rednecks. Like, I don't like ghetto shit either. Like, I'm not like, I don't like, I'm not like a fan of like, ghetto things, ghetto stuff, whatever, because I don't, come from like a lifestyle like that. I don't come from like a background of that. Like, I come from neither backgrounds. Like, I'm not a redneck, I'm not ghetto, but I'd rather be around somebody more fucking ghetto than redneck. Like, rednecks are just retarded. Like, straight up retarded. Like, I could see someone from like the ghetto be like, man, shut your bitch ass up, fool. And then the redneck would be like, what you talking about, you fucking... Man, what the fuck you just call me, boy? And then that'd be the end of it. Motherfucker get his ass dropped. White cracker ass would get dropped. I actually saw a video on YouTube long time ago. Probably like last year. I don't know when it was. It's weird how my mind can go back and remember some shit. But there was this video on YouTube where there's like this fucking dude. He's actually a black guy, and he's getting some of his stuff or whatever, and he's at the checkout. And he's getting his stuff, and then there's like this fucking cocky redneck motherfucker behind him, like, spouting profanities at him or saying something. And the dude, the black dude, he just had straight up enough of his shit. So what does the black dude do? He takes this like, I think it was like a mug or something, and just whacked the redneck dude over the fucking head with it. And then beat the shit out of the redneck. It was funny. He fucked the redneck up, and then the redneck got back up and was like all dazed and confused. I'm like, hell yeah. I would do the same thing. What's up, redneck motherfucker? Acting that way towards me when I'm just like minding my own business. I don't know. And they wonder why they can't get pussy because the only pussy they get are their like own fucking relatives. Because they're really loud and obnoxious and all that shit. And face it, majority of them are a bunch of fucking liberals too, probably. I don't know. I don't really care what they are. When it comes to politics, I just don't like rednecks. Besides, I know a lot of them where I'm from, especially in Arkansas, are fucking Dallas Cowboy fanboys. For any of those who like football, I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, even though I haven't really kept up with football. But, I did watch like half of the season. I just kind of saw that my team ain't really, I guess, doing that well, so I'm not really too interested this year in watching them. I mean, I watched a lot of them last year, but it is what it is. Golly, man. His kid's like, I'm 16. They're like in. Oh my god, it is so. You have to see the fucking video. I cannot digress enough of how stupid. It's like it. It reminds me of a certain other family that I won't mention, but you kind of already get the hint to my one watcher right now who's seeing this. Because I know who you are, but I ain't going to give it away and say who you are, because I ain't going to do that to you. But good God, if you saw this family, you would agree, yeah. It's like the family yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to go into detail about that because I don't want, people knowing who we are and personal information because, I like to, keep my personal life, secret. YouTube. I mainly just like hopping on here and doing videos and just talking. Even if I don't have anyone watching me, I still like to have people like, yeah, watching, but well, I kind of just wanted to hop on here and kind of tell you about, about that. I'm gonna probably get some sleep. Sorry for the stream being a little short. I mean, I was gonna go longer, but I'm kind of tired. It's fucking. What time is it? Let's see here. It's 5:10. I need to get some sleep, man. But all right. Talk to you later. Hope everyone enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends about it.